and welcome to Trout Talk here on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang, along with Mike Karafilidis, Mikey K, two broadcasters here for the Brampton Steelheads. You're listening on Saga 960 AM or watching on YouTube or listening wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for coming along here on Trout Talk, episode number 14 of the season. And Mikey, it's our last episode before we head off onto the holiday break. So we're going to have our guest on here in a little bit, but you were just on the road trip. But outside of that, how have you been doing the past week?
Good. You know, we were just talking off air a little bit. Had my son's Christmas concert last night, so they had a nice little choir. They had the bands come on before that, and then the teachers did their little thing at the end with the guitars. It was pretty impressive, actually. My goodness, these teachers. So, but no, it was good. The choir was good. He was singing up there. He was like kind of on and off, and he was looking around. I was telling he's waving at us in the crowd, mommy and daddy, right? So it was really nice. Christmas time's the best time of year, especially when you see the kids and what they're doing with the school. Like it was awesome. It was really nice. And other than that, yeah, Christmas shopping. I think I'm almost all done. I just got two more things I have to do, and which is good. Which is two gift certificates, which is good.
Okay.
So I could pop in there in like the 24th and grab them. That's my plan.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I could go tomorrow. I'll probably go tomorrow. I always say that, right? But other than that, everything's good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear. When you were growing up, were you ever in any Christmas concerts? Can you remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, in elementary school I was. Not in high school, of course.
No.
But,
Of course.
God, high school, you were like they look at, ooh, Christmas concert, you know. I don't know. There was always the valedictorians and all that kind of stuff that were in the Christmas concerts. And no,
I don't even think we had Christmas concerts in high school. I don't think anybody.
I don't think so either. I don't even remember, to tell you the truth.
I do remember being in a few in elementary school, though, for sure. I remember doing the Grinch one year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good one. Like your son, I was in the choir as well. I was doing the singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that voice. You got that singing voice.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, man.
That's all right. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, hey. Yeah. No, is that all you remember is only the one?
Yeah, I think the Grinch. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't remember doing anything else. I want to say I was probably in like grade 3 when I did the Grinch. I want to say. Outside of that, I don't remember. I remember we had to do like French plays, but that wasn't Christmas time. That was just for our classes. But
you're right.
Outside of that, no, I can't think of any others. I'm sure there were other ones just not sticking out in my mind. I guess that was the most memorable.
Yeah. I remember, I think grade 3. And it was a band. I was in the band and we did a Christmas one. I remember that one. And I remember that we had strict practices. And I remember the teacher, God bless her, she passed away. Her name was Mrs. Robertson. She had gray hair, okay? Gray hair, like whatever. And she was so strict on the bands. So anyway, we used to practice with her. And if she didn't like anything, if we did something wrong, she would hit the table. Boom, hit the table. Stop.
Cool.
Wrong. Oh, hold on. One more time. She would show us what to do, but she was good. She was a great disciplinarian. Yeah. And
Sounds kind of scary, but
oh no. Yeah, she was. She was intimidating, but she was the nicest lady. Yeah, believe me. But she was.
The Christmas concert went off without a hitch. So
right, and I mean, we played like to the T, and I think I played the maracas. When I remember,
classic grade 3 instrument.
Yeah. So but anyway, they had the good people doing the flute and the clarinets and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was all the girls that did the flutes, right? I don't know. Actually, I saw my son's Christmas concert. There was a guy that did the flute. I was like, whoa, impressive.
I think it was grade 5. We all had to learn how to play the recorder.
Right.
Remember
yes.
that? Yeah. I don't obviously remember it. I think I still have it in my room somewhere. But anyways.
Oh, nice. That's all right.
Also, you were on this northern road trip, so we'll kind of go into depth about the games here after we have our guest on here in a moment. But just kind of the overall thoughts from this trip here. Obviously, the first time that or the only northern road trip of the season.
Well, first of all, it was long. That's one thing. Number one, very, very long. So you get into North Bay the first night, and it was he was a huge blizzard or something. I don't know, snow squalls coming off of in Barrie. So we didn't. I don't think we got in there the time that we wanted to. I think maybe the bus legs kind of helped, or kind of were a little bit of a distraction for that for the Steelheads. But the first game, very winnable. I mean, they had the lead in that game, and then they ended up coming back North Bay. And then, we'll get into more of it. And then the second game against Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, they're up again, and then Sault Ste. Marie ended up coming back in the third period. And I think in that third game they just ran out of gas, right? Against the Sudbury Wolves, very very winnable game. Um, I mean, Sudbury didn't look like super impressive in that victory in that 5-1 game, but I'm sure they're going to have that in their mind the next time they play each other, the Steelheads.
Right, and we know there's obviously a few more meetings coming up between
Yeah.
between Sudbury and Brampton, so we'll definitely keep an eye out on that. All right, so yeah, we'll go into more depth about it after we come back here from the break, or I guess we'll come back. We'll have our interview here. We're going to be talking to Ty Daniels, rookie with the Brampton Steelheads, so we'll have that coming up next, and then after that we will kind of go into depth here. So we'll take a break right now. You're listening here to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang, along with Mikey K, Mike Karafilidis here, two of the broadcasters for the Brampton Steelheads. And as I mentioned before we went to break, now welcoming on to the show, rookie forward for the Brampton Steelheads, Ty Daniels. Ty, thanks for coming on, man. How are you doing?
No problem. Doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, no problem, man. The human bumblebee joins the broadcast here, and joins Trout Talk. So, yeah, how you feeling?
I'm good. Good week of practice after the North trip, and we're ready for this weekend.
So Mikey just called you the human bumblebee. Is that nickname okay with you?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yes.
No, I like it.
Absolutely. You just buzz all over the place. He was like zoom, 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 right? I don't want to call you a wasp because the wasp is like more, they're very vicious.
Yeah.
I think you're vicious, like they're too vicious. So, you're just like you're a bumblebee. You're just like you're here, you're there, you're here. Anyways,
All right, I like it.
I called you a bumblebee in the broadcast. No one
Yeah.
said anything to me yet, so that's
No,
a
I
good
think
thing. I haven't gotten in trouble yet for that.
No, I think it's good. We were just talking about before the break there, this northern road trip that you guys just had, of course, going up to North Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury. Obviously, your first time kind of experiencing that here in the OHL. So just kind of maybe what did you gather from that, and so how does it feel to kind of have that long trip, get that first one out of the way?
Yeah, like you said, it was the first long trip that we've gone on. But it was, it was fun. It was a cool experience. Obviously, I wish we could have, got some more points, like won some more games there. But overall, it was good. I think we definitely had some wins in the tank there. But we'll bounce back this weekend, I think.
So your first road trip, your first long road trip, especially being a 16-year-old, and it's for every 16-year-old in the league, right? Especially when you go on the first one to take care of your body and all that kind of stuff. How did you do that? How did you maintain all that during this whole road trip, Ty?
Yeah, I mean,
Bumblebee.
I think the team, really helps us with that, setting up our meals and everything. But it's just being responsible, getting to bed early enough where you are, getting enough rest. My roommate was Patty, Troy Patton, so we had a good routine set, and we were able to take care of our bodies as best as we could, I think.
And Troy Patton in his second season, so he's had that experience before. Like, how much does that help you out? Being with somebody that's kind of gone through it before.
Yeah, it's nice. I think they try to get a rookie with an older, more experienced guy. Or I mean, me and Patty are the same age, but he's obviously played in the league last year. So, but it's good. He just knows what to expect on these trips, and helps me out.
How was it rooming with Troy Patton? Let's talk about that experience. Must have been pretty funny because he's a pretty funny guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I'm lucky to have him as a roommate.
So did you guys stay up super late and talk about scary movies? I don't know.
No, I mean the one night we watched a hockey game and stuff, but it's we just try to like we said, be responsible. Obviously, we have a job to do on the ice, and just be ready for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about Troy Patton, of course, kind of on this trip helping you out, but just overall coming in onto the team this year, obviously your first year in the OHL, and a
Yeah,
lot of new guys on the team this year, right? Like you're not the only one. There's kind of been a big group of new faces on the
yeah.
roster, but just how have kind of some of the more experienced guys, some of the older guys helped you out, helped you through that, sort of just kind of getting your feet wet here in the league.
Yeah, they help us a lot. Lots of guys are, sharing their experiences and stuff, and I think they've made it easy for us, coming into our first year at junior for a lot of guys that are new on the team. But yeah, they're all great leaders and good role models to look up to.
So you played with the Buffalo Junior Sabres
I did, yeah.
for a year, right? I'm
Yeah,
looking
last
there.
year. Yeah,
You got drafted, so you got the experience going back and forth from the border and all that kind
yeah,
of stuff and whatnot. So you get drafted by the Steelheads. Uh, a great experience. You must have been ecstatic, of course. Where were you when you got drafted and when you signed? Like it must have you must have been really happy, of course. So talk
yeah,
about that
for
experience.
sure. Yeah. Draft day, I was just watching with my parents and my sister just at home in Grimsby, and it was pretty cool experience. Seeing my name go up there on the TV, and then getting the call from JR. But
Hmm.
that was a great memory. And then obviously signed out of camp this year. That was also great. But yeah, just with my parents watching the draft, and yeah, that's a memory I'll never forget for sure.
And Mikey just mentioned that you play for the Buffalo Junior Sabres last year, and then you make the jump here to the OHL. What are some of the biggest differences you feel in the game or game style? Just things that you've seen from that level now coming
Yeah.
into junior, because I would think it's probably a pretty large jump.
Oh yeah, it's a big jump for sure. Guys, everyone knows everyone's bigger, faster, and stronger at the next level. So that's obvious. But everyone thinks the game a lot better and faster. So that's something that maybe there's a little adjustment period there to get used to, the speed of the game at the next level. I'd say that's probably the biggest change, as well as just the more professional feel of junior hockey compared to minor hockey is a big jump.
And what do you bring to this Steelheads team?
Well, I mean, you mentioned it, a little bit of a bumblebee. I try to
Mhm.
be a guy that's hard to play against in the forecheck and just buzz around, disrupt plays, and yeah, try to have some positive shifts in the O zone and play in the O zone more than I am playing in the D zone. That's a big thing, but also being responsible when I am in the D zone, getting pucks out, and yeah, just trying to cause chaos out there and be hard to play against.
And something we talk or hear a lot about from the coaching staff and other players is kind of like finding your role at the next level and sort of
Yeah.
fitting into that. You talk about it, kind of getting it on the forecheck, breaking up plays, playing that kind of high energy sort of game. Is that something that's always been your game, or is that sort of more something that you've had to morph into here at the next level?
It's definitely been a change this year. I've always growing up been, leaned on offensively and defensively. I'd say I was always like a high energy player, but learning this new role has been good for me. I think just developing areas of my game that I probably wouldn't have if I'm playing like I did before. So this the change in role has been good, and I think I'm trying to adjust to it as best I can.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job adjusting to it. Like, I mean, like the way you cycle the puck when you get out there, it seems like everybody kind of feeds off you, to me at least. So, I mean, I think one of your strongest point is the cycle. Like, so how much do you work? How much have you worked on that? Like, do you work on that every day, kind of thing? Like with, like
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
How are you so good at the cycle? There you go.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely something we work on in practice. Cycling pucks, switching sides with it, but yeah, like you said, I try to be playing in the O zone and try to create offense off the cycle and just beat down the other team by spending time in their O zone, like you said, and cycling around.
And a guy that you've played a lot with is Manny Amato this year. Obviously, he got a little bit of time with the team last year, but kind of fully in his first season here in the OHL. Just what's that relationship and kind of chemistry been like building with you two, you know, playing a lot together?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, we spend a lot of time together. He drives me to school in the mornings. So me and Keaton Arda, we carpool. But yeah, I think we've, like you said, spent a lot of time together, you know, playing together. So I think we've built chemistry. And like you said, you know, we try to be a line that's hard to play against. Nobody wants to play against us. You know, that's what kind of we like to try to say that we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, me and him have, I think, like you said, developed pretty good chemistry so far.
So how was it growing up in Grimsby, Ontario over there? I mean, beautiful little city, of course. I know it quite well. So Grimsby, nice town. But you grew up a Niagara Ice Dogs fan? What's going on over here?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely went to a lot of Ice Dogs games growing up. But yeah, Grimsby's a great town. I love it there. It's a little bit of a hockey factory, I think, too, for the small
Sure.
smaller population. But yeah, I mean, it's great growing up there. Smaller town, but a lot of great people there, and I love going back, obviously.
And what got you into hockey? Obviously, you said growing up in Grimsby, but what was sort of the starting point for you in the sport?
My dad, for sure. You know, I have hockey all over my family as well. But yeah, my dad would just take me out to public skates and, you know, put me in the Grimsby hockey school, they call it. It's like a learn to skate thing there. And then, yeah, I mean, it just kind of grew. I grew to like it more and more as I sort of grew up. But, you know, hockey's always been a part of my life.
Were your parents on the Northern Road trip? Question.
They were, yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Does your dad have a mustache?
He's a full beard. Yeah.
That was him. Okay, because I walked by in Sudbury and I heard a gentleman. He had a Steelheads hat. I didn't know it was your dad, and I was walking. I was kind of running because I had to get to where I had to get, and I heard, "Hey, there's the Steelheads commentator." I was like, "Oh, hey."
Is that in Sudbury? That might not have been
not have been somebody else. I don't.
They actually weren't in Sudbury.
Okay, so it was your dad? Okay, I just said
they were at the North Bay and Sioux games, but yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I remember seeing them in the Sioux, and I was kind of like, well, hey, how's it going? Okay. All right. Okay. So they were in Sudbury. Okay.
No.
All right. That was my question. Go ahead.
You'll see them around. They're at pretty much every road game. So.
Oh yeah, you were saying. I remember you were telling me. That's awesome.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, pretty recently or a few weeks ago, you scored your first goal in the OHL. I know your parents were in attendance for that one. We saw them in the crowd, kind of just in front of us there. So what was that whole moment like? Take us through the goal, and then sort of afterwards as well, just that whole thing.
Yeah, it was a great moment. Just to sort of break down the goal, I guess I got the puck in the D zone and started skating up the neutral zone. I saw I had a bit of room to just kind of gain the zone and put a puck on net, and it went in. So it was great feeling to get that first goal, and then obviously to celebrate it with my parents and family after was nice.
Yeah. What'd you do with that puck?
They have it. I gave it to them. They brought it home. I think it's on the somewhere in the living room, like on a mantle or something. But
that's awesome. You're never gonna forget that for the rest of your life, right?
Definitely not. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
great goal, right to the blocker side. You came in there just like you said. You said it perfectly. You had that little room, and boom, right in the corner. And your parents, I'll never forget. They were just like right in front of us, like I said, and they got up, and you saw the tears in their eyes, and your mom's eyes and stuff, and you know, and it's just awesome to see, and it was great.
Yeah, and afterwards, Mikey, you interviewed him too, and they were taking pictures of the interview. I could see, it was really cool stuff.
Awesome.
So obviously, congratulations for scoring that goal. That's it's obviously a big one to get the first one out of the way. I feel like that's kind of maybe a big barrier. Once you get past that, then it feels like they might come in bunches.
Yeah, you want to get that first one out of the way, and hopefully more to come.
I think there's going to be a lot more to come the way you're going. So, how much can you bench press right now at 16?
How much do I bench press? I was like 190 in the summer. I think that was my personal best.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Wow, it's probably pretty good, more than a lot of guys on the team, I'd say.
I don't
16.
know.
I mean, that is 16.
Yeah, a lot of the players won't tell us the answer. So thanks for
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
they don't.
we appreciate that. Yes. They never want
Just
to
wait.
tell us.
Just wait till you get Chabowski on, Peter. He'll tell you right away. That's for
Oh
Oh
sure.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he's a
Oh
big
yeah.
press guy.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
tell you.
Okay.
I figured Bowen would be a big bench press
Bowen,
guy.
yeah, he's pretty good. He's up there. Not as high as Chabowski though. I don't think. I think
Wow.
Chabowski's the highest. I'm
Okay.
pretty
Well,
Cool.
confident in that. Yeah.
okay, we'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about the Northern road trip, and now you've got sort of half a season under your belt, you've got to experience some things. What's your favorite rink to play in so far outside of Brampton?
Outside of Brampton, I mean, I'd have to say Niagara just because it's my hometown rink.
All
I
right.
like it there just to play in front of your friends and family, like
Of
more
course.
than Brampton. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think our rink's the best, like just lighting wise, and
Mhm.
I think it's a good rink. Obviously, everyone's more comfortable playing at home, but Niagara's a place where I grew up skating there a bunch too. So I'd probably say that's my favorite rink.
Yeah, you're gonna get that chance soon coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a back to back at home right after the holidays. So
Yep.
against Niagara Ice Dogs. So who do you model your game after, Ty?
I model my game after Blake Lizotte on Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He's a guy that I like to watch. Just a really hardworking. He's a centerman, left winger. But yeah, he can just play in both ends of the ice, and
hmm
watch him. I think I try to implement some of the stuff I watch him do in my game. But yeah, I like watching him play.
So you have Blake Lizotte there, as you said, kind of a guy that
Yeah.
you modeled the game after. When you were younger, growing up, was there like a player that was kind of like your favorite player growing up?
Yeah, I had a few. I'm a Leafs fan, so I
Yeah.
like Nylander, Marner growing up.
hmm
And then just got like obviously Crosby, McKinnon, those guys, just
Mm.
all the best. I grew up watching those guys, so I'd say they were probably my favorite players growing up.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby. Yeah. You got all the good ones. Those are all your favorite guys. That's for
Just
sure.
all the best players.
Do you ever watch a player, like do you ever watch a player now and imitate what he does, kind of thing? Like, so do you
Yeah,
watch
I think
Nylander and say, pass like him? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, a lot of guys. I watch a lot of hockey growing up, and I still do to this day. And there's things that you can take from so many guys. Like another guy I didn't mention was Barkov. He's one of my favorite players on Florida. Just the way he plays at both ends of the ice, and the way he sort of takes over games and stuff. I mean, that's stuff that you just like watching, right? But there's little things that you can take from lots of guys. You can learn from everyone, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of learning, obviously now under James Richmond as a head coach, what's that been like, and sort of how has he helped your game so far, and also Jake Wood, of course, working with the forwards as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both of them, but this year is probably in just half a year I've learned the most. Just little details and stuff than I have in any other season. But they're details guys. They really see the game differently than a lot of people, and it's great to learn from them. There's experienced. Obviously, JR has been coaching a long time. Woodsy just coming off playing, but yeah, like they're both great, and like you said, I'm learning a lot from them.
How much has Liam Ham helped you?
He helps too. He runs our depth development skates for the young guys. After we come from school to the rink, we skate with him pretty much every day. But yeah, he's great guy.
He is. He's a very very funny guy. He's got a very he's a character.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it helps too that he played pretty recently as well. Like, he just played at the University of Guelph. Like, it's not too far out of his playing time. So that's definitely a big help as well. Ty, couple other things just off the ice. Obviously this is our last episode before Christmas. You have a little break there. I think it's 8 days that you guys have off between games there. Do you have any big Christmas plans coming up?
I'm gonna be spending my Christmas with family. We're going over to my it's my nanny's house, but with all my aunts and uncles, cousins who you probably guys see at the games. But we're going over to their house on the 21st, I believe. Gonna have a nice turkey dinner, and then
Very nice.
Other family events sprinkled in there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Excited for Christmas.
Christmas. I love the food. I love the food on
Oh, me too.
Christmas. I
Me
love
too.
it. And then
Yeah.
the leftovers too that you bring back or whatever.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, but the only thing about stressful about Christmas probably is just the gift giving and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know that's true.
Are you a big turkey guy? Is that
Oh yeah.
yeah?
Huge turkey. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about this. We talked about this
With
when I was
Harmon.
interviewing Lachlan Hartman. so you're, I mean, I do you like dry turkey? Now I have to ask you this.
No, never.
What is with these people? Yeah, okay, good.
I didn't even know anybody like that.
Oh, well, I'm not going to say it now. Somebody in my family cooks a dry turkey. And she heard me actually say that. So.
No,
What
I
about-
like the dark meat though. The
I was
leg.
gonna say dark meat.
You're
or
a
do you
dark guy?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh.
dark meat guy as well. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Not
for
me.
sure.
No.
No. I'm a white meat kind of guy. So,
Okay.
but
It's all good. Though. It's all
yeah,
good.
it's all good. Exactly, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ty. So you were talking about practice and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
big games coming up, of course, before the Christmas break. Have the practices been really intense? How intense have the practices been?
Yeah, I mean, I think you want to practice hard, but just to prepare for the week. But I think we're just trying to dial in, little parts of our game that we're working on. But yeah, I mean, every practice we have guys are going 100% and want to get better every day. So they're definitely intense.
Doing a couple home games coming up, and then you guys have that break, and then right back at it. So Ty, thanks for coming on. Last thing before I let you go here, we let you go. We had Zach Nyman on last week.
Oh yes,
he told us that he told you to watch a movie and said that he's been calling you Ash. So we asked you about the Bumblebee nickname at first. Is Ash a good nickname too?
What is that?
People are calling you, and have you seen?
I'm probably not going to watch it. I tell him that he's the only person that's ever watched the movie. I don't know if that's true.
Yes.
I think it's apparently famous. He says it is, but he calls me Ash, which is some fox. I don't know from this movie.
A fox. Okay.
He thinks I sound like him. I don't know if that's accurate, if he's just making it up. But yeah, I mean, me and him talk about movies a lot. So I mean, that's probably his first bad recommendation, but I'm not afraid to tell him that either. So,
thank you. Okay. What's your favorite Christmas ornament to hang on the tree?
Favorite?
A hockey. Don't say a hockey stick.
I'm not gonna. I don't know. We have these old ornaments from. There's pictures of me and my family at Disney when we were very young. That's one I remember. So I'd say that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everybody's got those pictures, right? When you're young and stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I remember that BMX that I got.
Yeah, you meant BMX.
Yeah, that BMX, and then it got stolen.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. Can you believe that? So I'll say it quickly. I went. There's a park right near the house here when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And took it out in the summertime, and I took the BMX there and went to the bathroom. And I come out because they had those bathrooms, in the park where you go in and out. Come out, gone.
Wow.
And I swear to you, in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So my uncle, he was so mad, eh? So my uncle's the first one out of everybody. He goes, it's stolen. He goes, get in the car. We're going to go find it. We're driving around for 3 hours trying to find who stole my bike. It was gone. I was so sad.
Did you ever get it? You ever get it back?
No, never got it back. I was so sad. I'll never forget that BMX.
How long did you have it for before it got stolen?
Oh, not long, Brendan. Only because I started driving it in in the summer and stuff.
Yeah.
And only
that's sad.
2 or 3 months. Oh yeah, that's okay. And I hope that person that had that bike, I hope something happened to it. So
maybe they really needed it more than you did.
I guess so. I did get another bike after that, but anyway.
Okay, well that's good. Ty, anyways, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks,
appreciate it, dude.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you around the rink and have a great holiday season coming up.
Yeah, you guys as well. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for coming on.
All right, rookie forward there with the Brampton Steelheads. Ty Daniels here on Trout Talk. We thank him for coming on, and we will take a break. Come back after the break. We'll talk about the Northern Road Trip, and we'll kind of break that down. So that's coming up next right here on Saga 960 AM. And welcome back to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM. I'm Brendan Lang along with Mikey K. Mike Karafilidis here on Trout Talk Saga 960 AM, or if you're watching on YouTube or listening wherever you get your favorite podcast. Ty Daniels just on the show, rookie forward with the Brampton Steelheads. Great to talk to him and get some insight about his first goal. Everything with his family, following on the road trip. That's a long drive to go up there to the Stew and to North Bay. So, some cool stuff there. Talking to Ty Daniels.
Yeah, good kid. Where he only plays one way, which I like. He plays hard. He comes out. He gives it his all every shift, right? And that's the beauty probably of junior hockey too, right? Like these kids, they're not getting paid millions and whatnot, and they're coming out and they're giving 100% every shift. And Ty Daniels, he gives 300% every shift, and that's why we call him the human bumble, or at least whatever I call him, the human bumblebee. Kind of caught on, right? But anyways, he's got a good attitude. Just talking to him, you could tell he's intelligent. He learns the details as he says, and he's trying to get better every game. And that's what you want from a rookie, right? And he's well spoken. I'm sure next year that he's going to be even a better interview. You know what I mean? Because some
Right.
16-year-olds, you talk to them, they really don't know what to say. He knows what to say. And you got to be impressed with that, with his maturity at 16 and the human bumblebee. He's just going to get better out there.
Yeah, and like you said, kind of in junior hockey, right? Like you always get the best effort because they're trying to get to the next level, right? Like
Right.
There's still somewhere that they're still trying to get to, and obviously, as you mentioned, Ty plays with that energy every time he gets on the ice. And I like that he said, it's maybe a little bit of a different role than he's had to kind of have in the past, where in the past, all these guys who come to the OHL, I mean, they were the best players on their teams before they came here, right? So like he said, he was kind of, relied upon offensively a lot with whether he was playing for the North Stars or if he was playing for the Buffalo Junior Sabres throughout his career. And now he comes here and he's one of the younger guys on the team. And, you got these older guys who have been around the league, and you got to kind of figure out a way to stay in the lineup and to be effective. And I think for the short amount of time that he's had to kind of fill that role, he's done a really great job at it.
He's done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you said, too. It's like adjusting to that role. Like you could have been, the best player in elementary school, I'm just saying, for example, in volleyball, for example. And then you go to high school and then you have to adjust to a different role. Like it's a different ball game over there, right? You might have been the best player in elementary school, but you're not going to be the best player in that high school because it's not just your elementary school. It's a bunch of elementary schools together in that high school. And you're adjusting to your new role and whatnot. And some guys are not going to adjust to that new role. They're going to say, well, get this. I was the best player. I'm not going to accept him. He's accepting his role and he's trying to get better. He's trying to get better to that, trying to get to that next level. And that's the kind of players you want. And those are the kind of players James Richmond drafts, and he knows.
Right. And being coachable as well. And that's something that James Richmond has actually said about Ty Daniels too. Said he's very coachable. Like he gets it, he understands, and I feel like that's kind of a big part of it, especially when you're new to the team and trying to fit into a new system, into a new role, into kind of a different playing style. All of that is extremely important. So, I mean, great to hear from Ty. Great to have him on. And again, this will be our last episode before the Christmas break. So then we'll come back after a couple of weeks, and then we'll have another guest on. But that was Ty Daniels, rookie forward with the Brampton Steelheads. All right, so we'll move on here to the Northern Road Trip. We kind of touched on it a little bit. We'll start with the first game against the North Bay Battalion, and Mikey, it was a game where the Steelheads, I mean, they really had a chance to win that game. Obviously, they had the lead into the third period, couldn't hold on to it. They end up losing in overtime. But just kind of your overall thoughts on that one.
Well, I mean, they got off to a slow start, right, against North Bay. I mean, in the first period, they got outshot 20-6 in that first period. The Steelheads did. I thought maybe a bus legs maybe had a little bit to do with it. As I said in the beginning, in the opening, we ran into a little bit of a blizzard or whatever in Barrie. So still, I don't know. They just got off that slow start, and they couldn't. They tried to recover. I mean, they did have the lead, but the problem was, I mean, they had to lead 3-2, right?
Yeah.
When Josh Avery scored in the third period at 148 to give them that third, he had a goal and assist in that game as well. But anyways, no, it's just North Bay did a good job pushing back, and that
Mhm.
was the thing. Like as soon as the Steelheads would score, North Bay would score, and then right at the end of and then they took it to overtime. And Luke Johnson was absolutely phenomenal in that game. I mean,
Amazing.
50 shots in that game he faced, and what was it, 46 saves he made, right? So he was stopping everything in sight, and he was frustrating North Bay. You could see it. The guys are looking up in the air. Like Petrie is like, oh my goodness, like what, I got to beat this guy, right? So yeah, so you know, and yeah, just it was frustrating. It was frustrating because they couldn't come out with 2 points, but they did get one to start that road trip, which was good.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for there. At least get 1 point in that first game against North Bay in the first game of the trip, because as you said, you ran into a blizzard. There's kind of different factors that play into it. So to be able to pick up a point in that game was big. Then you head to Sault Ste. Marie, and kind of, I'm not going to say a similar story, but they had a lead in the third period again and just couldn't hold on to it. That's now something we've seen a few times here with the Steelheads team, is playing really well through 40 minutes, and then in that third period, just not finding a way to hang on to those games.
Yeah, 3-1 against the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, high-powered Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. They didn't have Brady Martin in the lineup, but I mean, didn't really matter. They had everybody else, right? So, yeah, it was 3-1 going into that third, and then I don't know what John Deed said to his guys in that second intermission, head coach of the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. But wow, they came out hard in that third period. The Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, they took the lead, and the Steelheads couldn't really recover. That was a tough one, I think, to take. But again, they played them hard, they played them tough, and they just kept coming at you. They keep coming at you, these Steelheads. They're not going to give up, and that's the thing. That they're playing to their identity, right? So a lot of guys I talked to down there, they're like, "Wow, like you were right. Like these guys just worked really hard, and they did, but." They just came out in the short end of that game. But Gabe Sherratt looked really good in that game. He had a goal and assist, and he was flying out there. So I just seem to think in my head, maybe if Jakob Fibiger was in the lineup, maybe things might have been a little different back there. But it still was a hard-fought game, but loss maybe that they should have won.
Yeah, and again, it's just, I think with an inexperienced team, it's just not kind of knowing how to hang on to those leads at the end, because when you go into the third period, especially playing a team like Sault Ste. Marie, like you said, lots of talent on their team, and they're a good hockey club. When you go into the third period, well coached as well, you talked about John Dean in there, what kind of speech he gives before the third period. There's going to be a hard push from a team like Sault Ste. Marie in the third period when you do have a lead, and I feel like it's probably just a little bit of an adjustment period for these guys, again, that maybe haven't experienced those kinds of things in the OHL.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, that was it in that game. So I mentioned that Ty Daniels. We mentioned he's 16. He's actually 17. Did we say he's 17 or 16? He's 17.
Yeah, 17. I think because he was drafted a couple of years ago, and then he played for the Buffalo Junior Sabres.
Yeah. So he's 17. So if we made that mistake,
still in his first season.
It's his first year. So we say he's 16 exactly, but he's really 17, folks. But anyways, no. But it's just one of those games. And then just they could have, of course, but game they could have taken, but Sault Ste. Marie came with everything in that third period. I mean, they were pinching their defense, and I mean, you could have put the goalie out in there too. It just seemed like, you know what I mean. So, but it's a game to learn off of, that's for sure, for the young guys.
Right, and then you have a day off. Then you go to Sudbury, and always at the end of the trip, there's always going to be, I think some fatigue definitely setting in there, especially like we've said, a lot of guys, it's their first time doing this whole northern road trip here in the OHL, but they end up losing that game to Sudbury 5-1. They also get outshot 35-26 in that game as well.
Yeah, again, slow start. It was a slow start against Sudbury, right? First period was all the Wolves. It was all Wolves inside of the Brampton zone, right? So Brampton, the Steelers just couldn't recover after that. I mean, Zach Bowen did get pulled in that game. I don't think some of the goals weren't his fault. I'll say that. I mean, a 3-on-1 one of the goals when Berehowski was wide open on the back door, and he made no mistake, Daniel Berehowski. But it was just one of those slow games. It was just one of those games, and as Jakob Fibiger says, it's one of those stinkers, right? So he didn't say it in those words, but we're gonna say it was one of those. I'm gonna say it was one of those.
Okay, that's what we'll go with.
Yeah, it's one of those stinker games, right? So I expect them to come out hard. These upcoming games coming up, especially with a good week of practice, and they're going to be at home for these last two, right?
100%. And we won't go too into depth about them because when this episode comes out, those games will already have been played. Here coming up this upcoming weekend, first against the Barrie Colts on Friday, and then after that, the Kingston Frontenacs come into town for the Saturday game at 4:00. So again, when this comes out, those games will already be done, so we're not going to touch on those too much. But just going into this weekend, kind of the last weekend before the break, what are you expecting from them? Like you said, coming off of that loss against the Sudbury Wolves.
I expect them to come out hard. And they've done that. They've come, especially after a kind of loss that you lose against the Sudbury Wolves when they come in, they're flat. Steelers have always done that. They've come back the next game and they've come back really, really hard. So I expect that against this Barrie Colts team, who will be without, just to say, Cole Bodwin and Keyshawn Aitchison. So, but they had really good goaltending at Ben Harabin. So, but I expect them to come out hard in that game. And it's a nice little back-to-back at home against the Kingston Frontenacs as well. So Kingston, these teams, I mean, what is it? Fifth to eighth is what? 6 to 8 points is really
it's all bunched
what's
up.
separating right now. So these are, I mean, Barrie is a little bit higher right now. They're sitting in second in the Eastern Conference because they're first in the Central. But these are games the Steelheads can get, definitely. If they come out and they work hard and they play as a unit, I think they might be okay.
Yeah. So big, and it's big to kind of get a couple wins, or at least, get a couple points here going into that break to kind of feel that momentum when you can come out of it. Obviously, that's a big part of it as well. All right. So again, we have this is our last episode here before the Christmas break, before the holiday break. I didn't write this when we were talking about what we were going to talk about before we came on, but just with the World Junior team, I think we can probably talk about that a little bit. They made their final cuts today, and 2 Brantford Bulldogs, and Merrick Van Acker and Jake O'Brien both being sent back.
Surprising, especially Jake O'Brien to me. I know Merrick Van Acker, he was a late ad, right? So you knew he was one of those guys that are probably going to be on the bubble. But as for Jake O'Brien, man, like, it's a playmaker. Like he's a playmaker. He plays every part of the game pretty well. He's been in the face-off dot. He's good in his own zone. That was a surprising cut.
Yeah.
But Brantford saying thank you very much.
Cool.
But
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, 2 of the leading scorers in the OHL as well. So I mean, is it going to motivate these guys? Probably moving forward. Absolutely. I know it would piss me off, right? If I get cut and now I go back to junior, I'm going to want to score 100 points in the second half of the season, right? So, but surprising, but that's what happens when you have a lot of good players
that's right,
with Team Canada, right? Some guys are going to be disappointed. It happened last year too, so it happens every year.
Yeah.
So, but Dale Hunter, they know what they're doing, the Hunters. That's for sure. Good coaching, and good management there.
Right. And every year with Canada, and we talk about Canada even with all the other countries now, because all of them are getting better as well. You're always going to have really, really good, really skilled players getting cut. That's just the way it is. And obviously, hopefully, like you said, they use that and bring it back to their own teams, and
just not against the Steelheads.
Yeah, just not against the Steelheads, of course. But I mean, Jake O'Brien, like, he's only 18. He probably has another chance to play next year. I think that he's going to be getting that opportunity. But I do think it's just because he was probably going to be kind of a top 2 line guy, a top 6 guy. With Misa coming back, I feel like that's kind of the big reason why he was left off the roster. But obviously, great players, and also Jackson Smith as well was sent back for
Canada,
another really good player. So again, hopefully Canada will do a little bit better this year than the
I
past,
think so.
couple of years. I think they will as well. Obviously, we hope that that Czechia does well too with Jakub
Yeah,
Fibiger
Jakob
there.
Fibiger. Yeah.
Of course, playing in his second World Juniors, so hopefully that all goes well with him too. Mikey, do we have 3 stars for this past week? Do we have any? Do you have
Yeah.
anybody in mind? I can go first.
Okay,
I think
sure.
I'll probably go. I'm going to go with. We didn't do it on the last episode, so I'm kind of going to lump that in here together. So I'm going to go Josh Avery. I think he's been playing a lot better recently. I feel like Gabe Sherratt's in it every week, but I could probably throw him in there as well.
Mhm.
And then Luke Johnson, I think he's got to be in there too with that great game against North Bay. And if I'm lumping in the games before his first OHL win. So I'm going to go with those 3 guys. And by your reaction, you might have a similar list.
I had the same list as you, but now I'm gonna have to go with different guys. But I'm gonna go with one. I'm gonna go with one guy for sure. Luke Johnson is number 1 for me. So he's my first star because he played well against North. He played awesome against North Bay, as we said, stopping 46 of 50 shots, and then he comes in relief of Zach Bowen. He does a good job as well, right? So, and in talking to Luke Johnson, he says, "I'm getting used to the game now. I'm getting used to the speed." You could totally see it. Right, the way he's playing out there, he's anticipating shots and making great saves, whatever. Right, but he's playing really well. He'd be my first star. Well, my second star, I'd have to go. I have to go with Gabe Sherratt, my second star. Gabe Sherratt would be my second star for sure. He was flying all over the ice all weekend. So picked up a goal and assist in Sault Ste. Marie. Could have had some more, but my third star would probably be Parker Von Richter. Played really well in his own zone. Right at the end of the game, too, against Sudbury, against Sault Ste. Marie, had a chance to tie it with like maybe 3.3 seconds left. He was coming down and he shot it high, but he knew where he was going with it. And it would have beat the goaltender if it was on net, but played really well, I thought, as well. And I would split that actually with him and David Green being my third star. Them together played well.
With Fibiger not being there for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be big for David Green and Parker Von Richter. I mean, they're going to be relied upon a lot.
Yeah, big chances.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge opportunity, especially for David Green. In his first OHL season to kind of be the top pair guy and be paired against those top players. I think it will definitely be big for him and his development going forward. All right, Mikey, life tips. Do we have any life tips? I can think of one, of course, with the holiday season ongoing, Christmas coming up. Get your shopping done early. I think that's a big one, Mikey. As you said, unless it's a gift card, you can go out and you can get it after. That's fine. I'm really bad with shopping and getting gifts. I'm probably one of the worst gift givers to
I am too.
Ever grace the earth. I have to get a Secret Santa gift from my family, and I've got no clue what to get. So I'm kind of running out. I'm kind of running out of time here. But don't
gift
be
card.
like me.
Can't go wrong.
Maybe think of those things a little earlier.
Yeah, well, gift cards, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
right?
You're right. You can't go
But
wrong.
I mean, you want to make it more interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I love it. I love a gift card. Hey, if people are giving me gift cards, that's awesome. But like with the Secret Santa, I feel like I got to go a little.
Exactly. You got to do something. Yeah.
But just if it's a gift for somebody, gift cards I think are awesome because they can buy what they want. I think that's the best part of it.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like giving money kind of thing. Here you go, and right. But for me, the only life tip for me is probably at the bank. If you're going to the bank and you're getting money or you're depositing money, whatever you're doing, paying bills, like, please, for the love of me, go get your stuff and do what you got to do and leave. Because what I mean by that, because they sit there and they have a conversation with the teller for 2 hours, like 15 minutes. Oh, about the weather, about this, about that when they're done, about this, about that. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they can't see the line behind me. You know what I mean? Right? Like, do I need like an air horn or something to go,
time's up.
Right? Oh my goodness. But it was all, I always get that luck, honestly. Every time I go to there's always 3-4 tellers, whatever it is, it's open, and all of them you can see they're all done the thing, and they're just talking. Oh my gosh! Then finally, 20 minutes later, oh okay, so I went up to the thing. I said, oh, you have a nice little conversation. I'll say it. Like, oh, it's a nice little conversation you had there about Christmas time. Must be nice. And, all right, so I gotta do this, and that. Oh yeah.
Oh
Come
man,
on,
that's
get your
hilarious.
stuff done
Okay,
and get out.
okay, get your stuff
Anyways.
done, get out. That's what we need to do at the bank. All right, we're running out of time here. We got to get out of here. Mikey K, I'm Brendan Lang. Thank you so much for Ty Daniels, I should say, for coming on the program. This is our last episode again before the Christmas holiday break. We'll be back in a couple weeks. So have a great Christmas. Have a
Merry
great
Christmas,
holiday season.
everybody.
Everybody just enjoy time with your family, and hopefully everybody has a great time, and we will see you again in a couple weeks here on Trout Talk. You're listening to Trout Talk on Saga 960 AM or watching on YouTube.